I don't know if you just heard what we were talking about off the mic. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it does.
Doing what you do. Loving what you love. Get into this football. Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner. I'm here with the one and only, my co-host, Petey.
Woo, how you doing?
What's going on, Petey?
Oh, what a beautiful Saturday afternoon now.
Afternoon. It anticipated to be the morning, but you know what? It turned into the afternoon.
Technical difficulties.
Some might say, or we just took the scenic route.
Yeah. All around your basement.
You know, all around my basement, all around, just really taking in what it is that we really love about fantasy football this week. Welcome to week 14.
Wow, we made it. The final week before the playoffs.
Hey, let me tell you, first and foremost, I just want to say, it's getting bigger, it's getting healthier, things are in motion. Can we just clap it up for some motion really quick?
Motion in the ocean.
Getting some, whoa, hey, not that kind of motion, bro. This is a family show.
I'm sorry.
Come on, bro. All right, let me hit it with him. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 14 of Fantasy Football, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner, Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who's going to take the W, as well as who's going to get the highest scored and the $25. First and foremost, he's coming back. Rest in peace to a legend, Aaron Rodgers, an NFL GOAT. This fantasy season is for him.
Rest in peace, Angel.
We pray for a speedy recovery.
Amen.
Look, I really want to talk to you because on Wednesday's episode, we were really bashing this Thursday night football game.
We were saying it was going to be the worst game we've seen this season.
For sure.
And that must be one of the best first halves I've seen in a while.
Whoever's in charge of karma in the world was watching our podcast this week and was like, oh yeah? I have something else in mind for you. New England, Pittsburgh, 21-18. Bailey Zappi. I saw someone with a sign, like a little kid had the sign on the side, and he was like, I'm really zappy to be here. Did you see that one?
Man, I was zappy to be watching. It was like we were talking about, we got to watch Mitch Trubisky and Zappy in a
bunch of nobodies.
Thursday night, and man, it looked like Eli against Tom Brady in a Super Bowl.
No, honestly, it was a flash from the past. Ezekiel Elliott. Really popping out of the archives and turning into what seemed RB1 worthy after he got downgraded by Rashad Stevenson.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about going into the fantasy playoffs. Who's going to be your league winner?
Right.
Remember last year we had Pacheco go down?
Yep.
McKinnon started going off in the last couple weeks.
That's true.
He won people leagues.
Yep.
Can Zeke be that this year? Stevenson's going to be out a while. He's now the number one.
Yep.
And he looks like a good number one.
It's one of those, unfortunately, the way that the game of football works is if you're next up and you're being productive, there's no reason to bench you. I don't care who you are.
No.
And that happens. Truth be told, that was how Tom Brady got his start.
Yeah, I think now the quarterbacks are scared to get hurt in this time.
This is the backup quarterback show.
I don't know if you saw, but last week, the Chargers game.
Right.
There was a joke about it on Twitter, now X. Justin Herbert got hurt for a little bit. He ran into the blue tent.
Yeah.
And he didn't even let the backup get a snap. As soon as he saw the players, he's like, no, I'm coming back. They don't want to take that chance.
Because, bro, these backup quarterbacks are popping out of nowhere and really becoming something. I mean, he wasn't a backup, but Josh Dobbs coming out of nowhere, really being amazing. Jake Browning
looks good.
Really coming out of nowhere, being amazing. Bailey Zappi really turning that whole Mac Jones story that they had into nothing. Yeah, you're throwing up the little jersey sign, the one and only Tommy DeVito. That's third string. Fuck second string. That's like the reserves. They kind of probably found him on a boat somewhere. Had to send him a smoke signal.
Well,
come back, we need you.
I had seen something. I don't remember which team it was.
Yeah.
But when he was just a free agent, there were two teams that offered him a contract.
Right.
I forgot which team the other one was, but they offered him a lot more than the Giants. But he's like, I just want to stay in Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
So and there he is, staying in his house.
Now he's starting.
In Caldwell.
Wow.
Posted up. Like it was nothing. Eating his mom's pasta.
He just doxed him. Now everybody knows where he is.
No, that's public information.
Oh, okay.
You can't just, drop someone's location on them.
All right, well, Thursday night we had said the Steelers should win.
Yep.
Because the Pats have not been good.
Yep.
They've dropped games against the Giants, Washington, and I forgot which other team before that, and the Chargers. And, they had a Steelers matchup. I was like, Pants aren't going to win this.
Yeah.
And the Steelers lost.
It's really like, I don't know. New England feels to me like a Lobs team. Like they're just catching those little extra wins at the end of the season for what? Just to damage your draft pick next season? It doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned it last week, talking about coaches and Bill Belichick. You said he was overrated. Is he that guy?
No.
No, I still don't think he's good.
No, he's not that guy.
Come on.
He was that guy.
Not anymore?
Past tense, was that guy. And no one will ever steal that dynasty away from him ever in history. That's like, what is it, the longest running dynasty in NFL history, something like that?
Even almost sports history.
The dynasty ended. It's over.
It's over.
There's residue on the floor.
Right, but he's there
with a broom and a dustpan, sweeping it up.
He's still coaching.
With Bailey Zappi. What, a backup quarterback might just be his thing. He's just plotting on the first nobody that turns into something and be like, you're gonna be my next Tom.
Well, he's running out of time.
No, he's
running out of time.
Yeah, I don't know. If things keep going like this, he might just, not even be in the league next year.
No. Well, the Steelers did not look good. Warren and Harris, it's always like, oh, who's going to have the better game?
Yo.
They both didn't do shit.
Look, and this is the other thing that I really wanted to say to you, is that, yeah, they beat the Steelers, and the Steelers were 7-5?
7, yeah.
They're still over 500. They took the loss to the Pats, but, I'm pretty sure they're still top 8 as far as AFC records go.
Yeah, but they're in a tough place. They lost to the Pats.
Yeah.
They also just lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
That's 2 teams you cannot lose against.
Yeah, those are kind of like for shoe wins that you got to get through, and then they didn't. So then it goes to show like one thing that we were talking about with our guy behind the chair, David. Shout out David.
Shout out David.
When you have people that you list as your top 5 coaches in the league right now, you got to throw Mike Tomlin on there, whether he's been as successful as other coaches or not.
I think that's debatable.
You wouldn't put him there?
I'm not saying I don't think a lot of people would put him in there.
I have to. And you want to know why? Because even without success that the Steelers have seen since, Antonio Brown and Big Ben and all that, their record is always positive.
Yeah.
They always have a good season. Do they go far in the season? No. Are there other teams that don't deserve to go to the playoffs and they do when he doesn't? Yes. But he's one of the best, bro. I gotta pat him on the back because of that.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of good coaches. You got like you said, Tomlin, Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Mike
McDaniels.
Mike McDaniels.
For sure.
Belichick's in there.
Kyle
as much
Shanahan.
As you don't want to admit it. Kyle Shanahan.
49ers, man. Turning that nothing all the way into something with Brock Purdy,
Yeah.
I'm always going to shout him out when I get the chance to. That's just my guy. Not Kyle Shanahan. Brock Purdy. Talking about backup quarterbacks that are turning into something. He's...
Oh, the Patriots would have loved to have him.
Yeah. In that Pittsburgh-New England game, you didn't really see a lot from certain people. You had Jaylen Warren, who's usually a good running back, only dropping 8.2 in fantasy. And Najee Harris was 7.8, something that no one really expected. We talked a lot about Mitch Trubisky. He dropped 20.6 on him still.
That's a good week.
That's a good fantasy game for him.
It wasn't a good game for him, but it was a good fantasy game.
A good fantasy game
fantasy
for him.
game.
Exactly. And then Bailey Zappi with 20.9, right up there with Mitch Trubisky.
He had 3 passing touchdowns in the first half. Didn't get another one after that, but it was like... He looked like he was about to go off.
He knew he was hot, and he took his chance. That's all you really want from someone.
Yeah, that's true.
He was more ready to throw the ball than fucking Zach Wilson.
I was just going to say, Zach Wilson needs to go into this game like, now he's got nothing to lose. Just start throwing the ball out there.
Look, I need to speak for my Jets heart for a second. As a Jets fan, with all this controversy going on about, if we're going to talk about him starting, if we're not going to talk about him starting, did he want to start? Now he does want to start. Look, if I'm Zach Wilson, I wouldn't want to start, and I'm going to tell you why. Because in this point in the season...
How about we save this for when we get to the Jets? We're going to talk about them.
You know what? Fine.
We're going to talk about this. Don't worry.
Fine.
Yeah,
I'm just going to swallow that pill until that point.
Hold on to it. Hold on to all that anger and fire.
Oh, it's always there. I'm holding it.
All right, well, let's start off with Sunday's games. We got a lot of 1 o'clock games.
Yep. Tampa Bay against Atlanta. Atlanta just beat the Jets, and the Jets have a pretty good defense. How do you see Baker Mayfield doing against Atlanta?
I think he's going to be all right.
Yeah?
I don't think I'm ever going to say anything else about Baker's just he's all right.
Yeah.
He's going to have an all right game.
Do you see Baker Mayfield as better or worse than some of these backup quarterbacks that are coming out of the league right now?
He's better.
Yeah?
He's better.
Deserves a starting spot?
Yeah. He definitely, in football, yeah. In your fantasy team, maybe not.
He's one
If
of
you're
those...
desperate, I think he's one of those you plug him in, but he's a good football quarterback.
You know, truthfully, I kind of see the Buccaneers structured the same way as I see the 49ers because the Buccaneers have pieces, bro.
Yeah.
They have Chris Godwin. They have Mike Evans. Like, those are two huge receivers.
Yeah, let's not forget about the running back.
No.
He's having a great season.
Yeah.
He's one of those players that people drafted in fantasy, and you're like, whatever, it's White.
Right.
Not that you're not thinking about it crazy. If you look at his numbers,
Yeah, he's consistent.
He's a budget McCaffrey.
Yeah, for sure.
He's McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He's playing
That's
like
a
their
wild
second.
comparison.
No, but if you look at the numbers, he's got receptions that top Godwin. He's receiving Godwin as a receiver.
Yeah.
And he's a running back, so he's getting all these points, receiving,
Now
running.
let me ask you this: well, then, would you call the Buccaneers a budget San Francisco?
No, I would not. No, I would
They
not.
have a better tight end.
They have
Cade.
Dawn. Oh man, I wasn't ready.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll let you process that for a second.
Oh, okay.
Proceed with the gong.
Oh, that's not the gong.
What is
I
that?
pressed the wrong button. This is like scribbling.
Scribbling.
This just says not the gong. This is the gong.
We like the gong.
Kata Thong didn't have a good game.
Sucks.
He dropped 0 points. So I'm gonna hit you with my first prediction of the week.
Let's
I want to
hear
see
it.
who you got.
Okay.
So you talk about this other guy often.
Okay.
Oton
Okay.
or Freermove.
You just want to keep on saying these names because you think they're funny, and you know what? I hear you giggling as I'm looking at you. The truth is, I'm not gonna ever pick a thong after he threw up 0. I'm
Freermove
going.
put up 7 this week on Thursday.
Okay, it's more than 0.
You think Oton's gonna have less than that?
Yes, he's gonna have what? Less than 7 or
Less
more?
than 7.
Against Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll take the over.
Over 7.
I'll have Oton's
At
back.
this point, you're just being goofy because you just want to have a bet on a thong so you could play the fucking gong one more
Well,
time.
before we move on, I know you mentioned this last week
Go
about
ahead.
Mike Evans having 1,000 yards every season.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna do it again?
This season?
Yeah.
He just did it.
Oh, he did it.
This is the 10th one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Already.
So, yeah. Who I'm really excited about their receiving yards record right now is Tyreek Hill. I think that's the team that I'm really, really excited about. But who are they? They're playing on Monday. There's 2 Monday night football games.
There's 2 of them.
Which is weird, but so we'll get to Miami when we get there. We'll keep talking these Sunday games. You got the Lions against the Bears.
I like that.
I like it too. It's 2 strong animals.
It is. 2 strong animals.
But you know what? Their quarterbacks don't really compare. I think Jared Goff is showing way more a display of professionalism.
Than Fields?
I don't like Fields.
He's alright.
I don't like him. I don't like him as a player. You know, from the ceiling that he hit that season that he had that he had an amazing season compared to where he is right now. The ceiling and the floor is so far away. I put him as an average player. He's an average player. I think Baker Mayfield is more consistent than he is.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
There's amazing and then there's nothing, and then you're somewhere in between amazing and nothing. You're regular.
Fields is pretty regular.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting if they have a top pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Are they gonna pick up a QB? Caleb Williams
Chicago?
is the big talk of the town. This new QB, right?
Yeah.
If they have that one pick and they're like, we can get a new QB, give up on Fields. You think they give up on Fields?
No.
No, they're not gonna
I
give
think
up
they're
on him?
too prideful.
I think they might.
I think
give up on him.
Chicago doesn't have enough to besides Justin Fields, it seems like the rest of their team is still rebuilding. So I don't think they want to start a full rebuild. I think they want to try and put pieces around this guy the way that they have. You know, they got DJ Moore and things like that. But, you know, other than that, I see them as a team that just wants to get better pieces and turn it into a, you know, decent quarterback with good skill players game that we're playing today.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The quarterback is not the star of the game anymore. That's not the league that we live in to watch every weekend. That's not December 10th, 2023 football. It's not. It really isn't. Get an okay guy that you don't have to pay that much, Get him some pieces around him, because whatever ball he throws, they're catching it, and they're going to take it somewhere. That's the game we play. There's no deep balls like that.
Talking about the game we're in now, Jared Goff he fits that bill for
Yeah.
me. He's an alright guy.
Yeah, bro.
Build
Perfect
around him.
example.
And look at it. They're having a lot of success.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff. Who's the worst player on that list? Be for real, bro.
It might be Jared Goff.
No,
you're right.
I know, bro. It's almost as if I know what I'm talking about on this show. Moving right along, I just banged
Who do you got to win that game?
To win that game, Detroit, without hesitation, without skipping a beat. In Chicago, they're gonna smack Detroit.
All right.
Detroit is gonna smack Chicago. Forgive me.
It.
The Colts against Cincinnati. Jake Browning.
I like this game too.
Talk about backup quarterbacks that deserve some recognition. Honestly, Jake Browning and Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
For real.
It's been the Minshew mania.
I know.
He's been balling.
And look,
he's getting them wins.
He gets them wins, and I don't know if he's going to secure that starting position. It depends on how Anthony Richardson comes back from this injury.
No, Minshew's not going to be.
He's not their future.
No, he's not.
He's not, and it's not. It's one of those situations where like you have. I mean, it's weird. Would you call Gardner Minshew a veteran quarterback at this point?
I would.
He's
a vet.
He had his moment in the sun, on Jacksonville. Shout out Jacksonville. Also dealing with a quarterback injury at the moment. That's another story for another moment. But I don't know, man. It's just one of those games where if Jake Browning can produce that twice is really the big question mark. Because you know what you're going to get out of Gardner Minshew.
You do.
It's going to be the Zach Moss show. He likes Pittman.
He loves Pittman.
That's his guy.
He is in love with Pittman.
So if he can
he sends them little love letters. He'll write them. You know when you were in school and on Valentine's Day you could send somebody a rose? He sends them to Pittman.
Oh, I used to have the little sticky notes where you'd put like a little yes box and a no box. And you'd be like, I want to throw it to you right now. Yes or no? Crumble it up.
He loves them.
And you stand up to go sharpen your pencil. You throw it under their chair. Bah! Keep it moving. Rock it just like that. And then Pittman picks it up. He blushes a little bit. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah, and he's always open, though.
I don't know.
I think Pittman's route running has to be more celebrated on that team.
He's looking like, I don't want to make this comparison, but when Kupp was in his prime a couple years ago.
No, I have to doubt you off. I was thinking
that route running was elite.
For real.
And that's what he looks like this year. He's running some great routes.
Cooper Kupp.
A budget Cooper Kupp. We're talking about budgets here. Here's Moneyball.
Listen.
Here's Moneyball.
Still never seen it.
You got to watch it.
Still never seen it. Still got to watch it.
So let me say this.
Who do you got winning that game? Indianapolis, Cincinnati.
I'm gonna say the Colts. Mm-hmm. I think Browning's looked really good. I think Chase can have another good game.
For sure.
I think T. Higgins coming back, as bad as he's been, it helps them. It helps open the field a little bit for Chase. They gotta put somebody on T. Higgins.
Yeah.
They gotta respect him a little bit. I think Chase gonna ball. Their tight end looked like a player last week. He was actually there.
Yeah.
They're throwing him the ball. And the Colts don't have Jonathan Taylor anymore. So Zach Moss didn't have a hot week. Pittman had a great week, as we know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he dropped 28 for me. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Big moves. I also have Indianapolis.
Yeah.
David's upset at us. He just let us know that he's taking the Bengals. LOL. But honestly, I take them if Jake Browning can repeat anything of what he did last game. Like you said, that game was the first game that he won in 5 years as a starter. So I don't. You got to show it to me. The proof has to be in the pudding. You have to prove to me as I'm standing in my living room that you can reproduce that same amount of skill and effort that you did last week. Until then, I got Indianapolis.
I have them too. I think it's gonna be a great game.
Yeah. Moving along, you got Jacksonville with a backup against Cleveland
with a backup. Who is it this week?
Beats me.
Is it gonna be what's his name? Thompson Robinson? Johnson Thompson?
That's a good question, bro. Let's see if we can find a depth chart.
TDR. I don't know who's gonna. I think it's Thompson Robinson.
Dorian Thompson Robinson. We have been mispronouncing his name for a long time.
Or is it gonna be Flacco? Flacco didn't play.
The starter was announced as Dorian Thompson Robinson, and then he's the second string. So if Dorian Thompson Robinson comes out for any reason, Joe Flacco's back in there.
But this just means that Njoku's gonna have a good game.
Yeah, for
sure.
Njoku's
gonna have a really good game. I think Amari Cooper might not play.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's gonna be the David Njoku show.
It's gonna be the Njoku show.
Hopefully, I'm starting him.
So another thing to look at for this game, it's gonna be very ugly weather.
Really?
Rainy, windy. A lot of running the ball.
Yeah.
So who's running the ball? Etienne.
Ford. Kareem Hunt.
I think Kareem Hunt's not playing either.
At all.
Also out, yeah. So I think it's going to be Ford and Etienne having a game.
Oh, I'm going to say opposite because it's raining. But, we'll talk about that a little later on, too.
Who you got winning that game?
I got I got Jacksonville winning that game, bro.
I got Cleveland.
All right, fine.
Cleveland.
Fine. Let's keep going then.
Ugh.
Carolina against New Orleans. Carolina's the worst team in football.
Do you want to talk about Carolina?
Carolina's the worst team in football.
Is there anything to talk about?
There's nothing else to talk about except that they're the worst team in football. As the only team that is already eliminated from the playoffs, they're the worst team in football. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. New Orleans, at least, were losing 21-0 in the first quarter, and then they came back almost, kinda, maybe, sorta. But Carolina's not doing that. I'd have no faith in them. I like Bryce Young, whatever his name is, and Adam Thielen has always been my guy.
He hasn't done anything the last 2 weeks.
But, what is he going to throw the ball to himself?
This isn't Roblox.
Be for real, bro. This guy, bro. Shout out Roblox.
Roblox.
We know our target audience,
yeah.
Okay? I don't know. I got New Orleans without a doubt. How about you? I don't even have a lot to say about this game.
New Orleans is kind of crumbling right now as a team.
Yeah.
The fans are not backing up Carr. They booed him.
They
were not loving what he was producing on the field. Michael Thomas came out and tweeted and said, "When you have
He X'd.
I'm sorry. He stated that when you don't have eyes, you get your players hurt."
Oh.
Talking about Carr.
Oh, shit.
Because I don't know if you know, there was a play where he threw it to Shaheed.
Okay.
Shaheed. Threw it to Shaheed, and he had to turn because the ball's behind him.
Yeah.
Grabbed it and just stepped the wrong way, and his quad got hurt
because of the angle he had to take.
Exactly.
I'm always gonna speak as myself. When they were trying to decide if we're gonna get Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr, I remember there was a report that came out where they were like, "Oh, the Jets kind of came to an agreement with Derek Carr that if he came and kept putting up the same numbers that he was putting up in the Raiders, that he could potentially become a Hall of Famer." And they kind of stamped it for him. And in my head, I was like, Derek Carr is a bum, bro. I never liked him. I didn't even like him when he was playing on the baseball field in Oakland. I never liked him for real. And then I remember my dad. My dad was the one that came up to me and was like, "Yo, you're out of your mind. Aaron Rodgers he's a guy that's just really crazy with drugs, and he's a diva. But Derek Carr's a nice guy. It's because he saw him praying on the field or whatever one time."
Talking about nice guys, their backup is the nicest guy in the NFL.
Who was that?
Jameis Winston.
He's the nicest
great guy. You have to start seeing.
What, do you know him?
No, but everything that you see about him, he's a great guy.
I saw that clip of him singing to Derek Carr on the bench, trying to get his boost back up.
Yeah, he's always smiles. He's so happy.
If he's so nice, why doesn't he start?
I think he's gonna start. And when he starts, it's fun because that guy just slings the football.
Talk about someone that lets it go.
He just throws it.
Yeah,
and it's a fun thing to watch.
Has to be New Orleans, bro.
I'm gonna pick the Panthers.
You're fun.
Out of spite.
You're goofy. Bro.
Out of spite.
I don't think that is very spiteful of you. Some might use the word penny synonymously.
Okay, I won't.
Petty. Petty, because you have to.
I'm gonna use it.
Houston against the Jets.
Ugh.
Honestly, it's gonna be a good game, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Because Zach Wilson's playing?
It's not gonna be a good game because Zach Wilson's playing. It's because I think the Jets defense can finally keep up with CJ Stroud.
Well, we have to say this. We say this every week. He's a dog.
He is a dog.
He's a dog.
DAWG.
Yeah. Well, but this is the same story as that other game. Terrible weather.
Yeah.
Raining.
Is it really gonna
20 mile an hour winds.
In New Jersey.
In New Jersey tomorrow, it's gonna be really bad.
What?
Yeah. So
that's not that Houston weather that they're used to.
No, but I think when you line up him losing Tank Dell, the Jets defense, and bad weather, I don't think they're gonna have an explosive game. They also don't have great running backs. They've been Singletary and Pierce have just been
We all know how the league doesn't like Singletary that much.
No.
Sending him around like a kid on the playground. Go on the merry-go-round, sweetie.
I think they're gonna struggle a little bit here in New York, but I still think the Jets are just bad.
I think that the Jets are going to keep up in this game defensively, but I don't think they're going to win. We already know that they have a lot of injured players. Nico Collins is the receiver number 1. Yeah, whatever. So is Nico Collins going to be guarded by Sauce Gardner? Probably the whole time.
Yep.
And as far as that goes, I think there's a lot more pressure that they're going to have on CJ Stroud versus a lot of other games. It's going to be like any other Jets game. There's no faith in the offense, but the defense might keep us right here, make a play of their own, catch a pick, do something. I need to get a defensive player jersey. I already have Sauce Gardner. I'm looking to get either C.J. Mosley or Quinnen Williams. What do you think?
That's tough. That is very tough.
It's a good one. You catch that 95? Come on, David.
I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
I think you have to go Williams, right?
I think you got to go 95, bro.
Yeah?
That 95 would be hard.
All right.
Some people say you can't really get a lineman's jersey if you don't have a lineman's body because then you look goofy. So, like, I'm here, all 5'10" of myself talking about,
95.
I'm Quinn Williams. And then you take it from there. But, bro, Houston.
Yeah, I mean, look, Breece Hall hasn't looked great.
Yeah.
He's struggling now, too.
This is look, I want to tell you a Jets stat. And since you said that I could have my chance to talk about the Jets when the Jets came around in conversation. So I'm going to let it rip. This is the 10th different rotation that the Jets have had in their O-line since the beginning of the season.
Wow.
Between moving people in one places, this is like the 10th pattern that they're trying against Houston this game. They're really crumbling at the O-line and at the quarterback position. It's really nobody's game on offense.
The Jets are bad. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you a question.
Okay.
Do you think the Jets score over under 2 touchdowns this week? Offensively, let's say.
Under. Okay, that's a different question. Under. Without a doubt in my mind.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Zach Wilson.
So under 14 points.
Are you telling me is Zach Wilson gonna throw under?
I don't know who's throwing the ball. It could be Breece Hall back there.
Like passing or scoring at all?
Offensively scoring. It could be a run. It could be a throw. It can be a tush push.
Against Houston, Houston's defense isn't crazy. It's always high. It's always a shootout. When you watch a Houston game, it's always high points against high points because their defense isn't that crazy.
But with the Jets' terrible offense, with the rain, what do you think?
I got faith in my team. I'm gonna say over.
I'm gonna hammer the under.
Okay.
Under 14.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's move on. I have Houston.
All right. I'm gonna say that I have Houston winning, but they'll score over 2. It'll be a shootout, but Houston will win.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my prediction. Los Angeles.
Before we move on, I have a question for you.
Let's
Do you
go.
think Salah is gonna get fired?
Salah?
I
think that. Oh man, someone has to take the blame for what happened this season.
Is it him?
It's gonna be either the offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett, or the head coach, or Zach Wilson. Or 2 out of the 3. Oh, and this is what I wanted to say about Zach Wilson before, because now you reminded me. Since you want to be so jet up with me this morning.
Now it's all coming out. It's all coming out.
Look, the truth is that if I was Zach Wilson and I had to play these last couple games, they gave me the option for if I wanted to start these next couple games. You know what I'd tell them? No. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. I was reading an article on ESPN. Shout out ESPN. Yo, if it was up to them, right? Because they know how bad their quarterback situation is. It doesn't mean that they can't secure a backup spot because they could, but they know Aaron Rodgers is coming back, and they also know that Aaron Rodgers isn't their future, obviously. They can't rely on him for one season, let alone a whole game, right? So they have to look bigger into the bigger picture and make that next move. Everybody and their mother knows that the Jets are going to release Zach Wilson come this offseason and draft a quarterback coming the next draft. Right?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't know if they're going to drop him for sure. It might be like 85% sure they're going to drop Zach Wilson, but Aaron Rodgers comes back. They plug a quarterback that they draft from this draft with him. Let him grow under Aaron Rodgers. By the time he retires, Zach Wilson knows that he's out the door. Why would he risk injury in these next 3 games?
He still has something to prove.
No, I don't think he has anything to prove.
I think he does.
I think that if he plays these next 3 games, this is exactly why he would play these next 3 games. High risk, high reward. He's risking injury because he could get hurt from now until the end of the regular season. Because just to remind everybody, the Jets aren't going to the playoffs, right? But the reward is that if he plays really well these last 3 games, and then other teams can see that, so that by the time he gets dropped by the Jets, another team will be like, we can do better for this kid, and pick him up. This is his last 3 chances to show a glimpse of some sort of professionalism as an athlete, or he might be out of the league for good. That's what I'm gonna say.
I'm glad
as a Jet fan.
Glad you were able to get all that off your chest.
I needed to.
I know. Cody's Corner, it's therapy in some ways.
You know what?
It's therapy.
It is.
For Jets fans, huh?
Oh, man. I think I'm going to get Vanessa to massage my scalp
So
later.
saying all this, you got the Jets this week?
Yeah. No. No. Yo, don't play with my words.
You got the Jets this week?
This is therapy, and I don't appreciate my therapist twisting my words that way.
All right, so you got.
I got Houston.
You got the dog himself.
I got Houston. Please, before I pop a blood vessel, the Rams against Baltimore.
I'm gonna have to say this one more time. Terrible weather in that game too. It's a bad weather day.
Is this just like an ugly weekend for everybody on the East Coast?
Yeah, and it just so happens that the games where it's raining, there's just a great defense because you have Baltimore.
Yep.
Great defense. Mark Andrews coming back in the playoffs.
Oh, it might be a scary sight to see.
Yeah,
it might be a scary sight to see. I told you last week, I got the Ravens for sure. So this is gonna be a beautiful game.
That would be. Let's see. So we got the Rams. Been struggling this season. Cooper Kupp did something last game. Puka looked amazing.
You said Matt Stafford is finally looking like Matt Stafford.
He's looking a little bit like Matt Stafford. You got Kyron Williams back, helps open up the field.
Yep.
Higbee caught some balls.
Man, that's another tight end I really don't care at all. I took him on that trade, right?
You wanted him.
I did want him.
You wanted him bad.
I wanted a tight end. I wanted a tight end really bad because I had Darren Waller, so I was trying to, I still have him sitting on my IR.
Cody
but I was
loves tight ends.
I love tight ends because they're so necessary if you want to be successful in a good fantasy league.
Yes.
I'm not talking about a bad fantasy league where like you convinced all your little friends to pitch in $50 when they know nothing about sports, so then you just hog all the good players in the league at Amon, and then like you really just like take over the league from there. But as far as everything else goes, like you need a good tight end. It doesn't matter. There's only like 5, so you need one of them if you want to be good. For real.
Well, Puka, as we were talking about, he set the new Rams single-season rookie record for receiving yards and became the first one in history to hit 1,000 in a season already.
Oh my God! I know that he's gonna go home and do that dance with his family.
Yeah.
You know that dance that Tua and them be doing?
That's a dance?
Yeah, it's like a cultural dance.
Oh.
In Hawaii.
Okay.
It's something that they celebrate together. Like they've done it with if you ever watch, I mean, I don't watch college either. I know you don't watch college football either, but the University of Hawaii.
Oh, they come out to drums.
They do all that.
That's really cool.
Yo, if I was him as a rookie, I'd be celebrating.
Well, look, he's having a great season. The Rams themselves not, but they're playing against Baltimore. A great defense.
A great team overall.
Yeah.
A scary thing to see. I don't know. I got Baltimore in this game, though.
At
home, I got Baltimore.
I have Baltimore as well. It's going to be, again, rain. I want to see how this affects the game. I don't think we're going to see a lot of deep passes.
It really is all the teams that are on the East Coast. Cleveland, Ohio, East Rutherford, New Jersey, Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, it's just that, I guess there's a big storm brewing over here.
It's they see how much we're shining, so they bring a little bit of rain to balance us out.
Yeah, well, I have Baltimore as well.
Yeah. Moving right along, Minnesota and Las Vegas. Do you think that I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think that Josh Dobbs is going to perform well against Max Crosby?
I think there's 2 possibilities for him in this game.
Okay.
This is what makes him a very scary fantasy start if you have him.
Scary as in like really good, or scary as in I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure.
Okay.
Or it could be really good. It's tough. So we have Justin Jefferson's coming back.
That's true.
He's coming back for me.
That's true.
I've been needing him.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I didn't even think about that. That's right.
I have him.
You're about to take the playoffs by storm, huh?
If I make it.
Fingers crossed.
So we got Justin Jefferson back. You have Dobbs, who last game just threw. He was really bad. Really bad. So you're coming into this game, the Vikings themselves, they were like, this guy threw a lot of picks last week. We don't know if we want to start him.
Yeah.
I think if he starts the game early with a pick, he's benched.
Yeah.
He's benched.
But you know what? I think that having that Justin Jefferson back on the starting roster is going to really save him from all that,
Better hope so.
Not that anybody can excuse if he's not performing the same way that he's been performing the rest of the season. But with Justin Jefferson there, he might be able to fill in that talent gap and really get them to where they need to be when everything is said and done.
Look, I think he can have a good game, but again, if he just throws a pick early on, he might get benched, and that's all you got for him that week. Yeah. He's got an interception, whatever yards he gets up to that point. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, me too.
I think Crosby's a lot of fun to watch.
I got Las Vegas in this one though, bro.
I got Minnesota.
Do you really?
Minnesota, yeah. I think Justin Jefferson coming back. I think they need a win. They're gonna win.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Las Vegas is a good team, man, and they're out of the first team that we're talking about in a couple games that's out of the East Coast. They're out there in Las Vegas,
In
bro.
Las Vegas.
Playing at home, nah. I gotta take Las Vegas for sure.
All right.
Another exciting look. It seems like all those teams, like all the Bird games, are starting to really have like the hard, fun games to watch. We got San Francisco against Seattle. And remember how much fun we had watching San Francisco last week and Seattle last week.
Yes.
It's really gonna be a nice combination for a really fun time. You know, though ESPN and NFL dropped their rankings for the teams, San Francisco's 1.
Wow.
Number 1.
They are number. We said
They're
that
the
ourselves.
best team in the NFL
We
right
said
now.
that.
Going against Seattle, I don't know. Geno Smith has been looking good. David has got Seattle, as he so gladly let us know. It's really close. It's gonna be close because I don't see San Francisco's defense letting Geno Smith do a lot. And
Yeah.
DK Metcalf is coming off having a great game with Geno Smith at the same time against Dallas.
He is, but this is why I'm taking San Fran, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Right.
Seattle has been a little more iffy.
Okay.
You don't know who the running back is yet.
Yeah.
Is Kenneth Walker coming back? Charbonnet also got hurt.
Yeah.
We don't know who's playing.
It's true.
DK's been great recently. Tyler Lockett hasn't been. We don't.
Is that a productivity thing though, or is that because he's not playing well?
He's not playing well. He's not playing very well. Geno Smith has been good.
Yeah.
He's been good. But on the other side, it's just San Fran's been amazing.
Yeah.
They don't have a weakness on that team.
They really don't have a
Their running
weakness.
back is great.
Yeah.
Their receivers are playing great. Their quarterback, great.
Their quarterback is the same formula I was talking about before. The worst player on the field, but he's still doing his job.
Doing what he has to do.
Brock Purdy, man. He's that guy, bro. But you know what? I'm going to say a lot of people are talking about how the MVP should either be Brock Purdy or if it should be Tyreek Hill.
I think the MVP in football has become the best quarterback of the year award.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Cooper Kupp again a couple years ago. He had the Triple Crown. Best year we've seen out of a receiver in a very long time.
Right.
He didn't win MVP.
But you know what? This is what a lot of people are saying. I think an MVP is what it is. The most valuable player. How much value is this person bringing to your team? If he wasn't there, would you guys still be doing what you're doing right now? Could anybody fill in those guys' shoes?
I agree.
But you know what? Tyreek Hill, if he wasn't on the Dolphins right now, and you know what? I'm going to shout out my cousin Bobby. My cousin Bobby's been talking hella shit this whole week. He lives in Miami. If you take Tyreek Hill off that team, they're nowhere near who they are right now. Where if you took Brock Purdy out, you might be able to fill it in with another systematic quarterback that could do the same things that Brock Purdy's doing. That doesn't mean I'm not a Brock Purdy fan, but it definitely means that, like, those shoes are not as big to fill as Tyreek Hill. So I'm going to say Tyreek Hill. I'm not going to say he will get the MVP, but he deserves the MVP.
I can agree with you on that. So talking about system quarterbacks, we talk about Purdy, how great he's been. Do you think you can take out Brock Purdy, put in Zach Wilson,
Oof.
and have the same kind of outcome on this team?
You want me to have a migraine here on the podcast, just right here, right now?
Do you think he could do it? Could he take that job and be successful?
No.
No. He's not good enough.
And I'm not saying that it's not because of his athletic ability. I just think the Jets have a good, really good way of tearing down these players while they're like in the most malleable part of their careers and preventing them from hitting that point that they really have. The only Jets quarterback that has really reached that level after a long time is Geno Smith. I don't think Zach Wilson is going to follow the same path that Sam Darnold did. He's going to jump from team to team until he's someone's backup, and he'll be there forever.
Okay.
Unfortunately. No one said that Geno Smith was going to do that until he did it, but it was like, what, 10 years after or something like that? It just takes a long time for you to break that Jets skeleton that they put into quarterbacks. Unfortunately, this is me not speaking as a hater of the Jets. I love the Jets, bro. They're all over my
this
my
is a
room.
Jets podcast.
This is my passion, bro. So when I say that, I say it with hollow disappointment in the franchise. But I think that they shake up these young quarterbacks to their soul until they feel like they don't belong anywhere, and then they send them somewhere else. So, no. Because if he were to go into San Francisco right now, he'd be too shook up in the whole situation to put the numbers in that Brock Purdy is. Give me like a Jimmy G. Give me like a Jake Browning. Something.
All right, so
San Francisco.
San Fran, I got them, yeah.
You know what? No, I'm going to go against you. I got Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle, I still got San Fran.
All right, fine. Buffalo, Kansas City.
Woo!
Good game.
That was a great game.
Great game. You already know what you're getting from both teams. Good defense on Buffalo's side. Not so good defense from Kansas City's side.
They've been playing good defense this year.
They have been, but they're not well known for that. They're playing at home, Kansas City. I think it's going to be a good game. You got Stephon Diggs. He's always Stephon Diggs, but Josh Allen has been looking really questionable.
He has been. He's been fantasy-wise like a top 3 quarterback, but the Bills just haven't looked like the Bills that we're used to.
It's the Madden cover curse, man. Josh Allen on the front, had his time there, and now he's throwing picks left and right. He's playing Jameis Winston football right now.
He is.
He can score and he can catch and he can throw picks, but you know what? It has to do with a mentality thing. Everybody knows that when he's locked in the way that he is at his peak, he's focused. Well, but that's not what he is right now.
The Bills are at a point right now where they're like in must-wins, so they can make it to the playoffs. Can they get there, kind of set themselves in that place?
Right.
Do you think they're a Super Bowl contender?
Buffalo?
Yeah. They have been in the past.
They have been in the past, but they're nowhere near that caliber right now.
No.
Before, when you see them in their playoffs at, like, let's say 3rd or 4th place, where they normally were, right now I put them at, like, 7th.
I was going to ask you, are there, like, 5 teams you would take before the Bills?
Yes.
Yeah?
As far as what? The AFC goes?
No, in football.
Yeah.
There are 5 teams you would take before them to win the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Let me hear it.
Miami. Baltimore.
Okay.
I take, if healthy, you're talking about right now?
Right now, if healthy.
Philadelphia.
Philly.
Right now, if healthy, Jacksonville. Right now, if healthy.
You haven't included the Niners yet.
Yeah, there you go, the Niners.
That's 5, yeah, okay.
Come on, bro.
I think they could still be in that discussion. They should be a top 5 team.
They should be, but you know, it all depends on how much they really dedicate themselves to getting their things back in order. You know, they fired their offensive coordinator, and now they're trying to get it back together. What's the record right now? 6-6. Yo, I mean, our division sucks for real. I'm sorry. I got Kansas City on this.
I also have Kansas City. Mahomes is Mahomes. He's not having a great season, but he's still doing well. You have Kelsey. He still hasn't found a receiver on that team that he can, like, connect with.
Well, look, if he didn't find it, that's because it's not there. He's putting the ball where it needs to be. He can search all he wants. He can't be on the field with a magnifying glass either.
Oh, okay. Might as well be. Still,
like,
they wouldn't get the job done.
Travis Kelce's the only one that seems like he's really dedicated to the sport right now as far as skill players go on that team. And, you know, I'm not a professional athlete. I'm just someone that really likes to talk, a lot of talk when it comes to you not performing the way that you're paid to.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to say all that, but I still got the Chiefs.
I still got the Chiefs.
I
think they're more creative offensively.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got Kansas City. Next one, please.
Next one. I'm sorry.
Denver to Los Angeles. At Los Angeles. Russell Wilson is trying to make something out of nothing over there in Denver. You know, same thing with Justin Herbert. You know, it's not looking good. There's still all those rumors about, like, is he even still gonna be there next season? This and that. There's a lot of players like that on the Chargers. You know, Keenan Allen is widely known as still one of the best receivers in the NFL. He has nothing to show for it.
He doesn't, man.
It's unfortunate. He's like the Carmelo Anthony. I mean, not Melo Ball. He's the Carmelo Anthony of the NFL.
Justin Herbert, man. I kind of feel for him.
Yeah.
He's not. People argue, he's like, is it his fault?
No.
I don't think so.
Let me ask you this. Could you tell me another team that he would be good on right now, off the top of your head?
Put him on the Jets. I think that'd be a good team.
Oh, I don't want him to get hurt, bro.
That O-line Justin Herbert on the Jets.
That O-line is nothing to be proud of, bro.
It's tough.
If he were to go on the Jets, he'd be successful until he, like, I don't know, until he, like, got hurt because he was in the way of too much collateral damage.
Well, look, Russell Wilson's trying to be comeback player of the year.
Yo.
He's playing well.
Yo.
Sutton scores a touchdown basically every game at this point, so you got to pick that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got with Los Angeles. Eckler has not looked good at all.
No.
These last couple weeks, and I'm very upset about that.
Yeah, I know.
They even talked about maybe trying to, like, change it up. Bring in Kelly a little bit more and try to shake it up a bit. But I think you got Denver, who's ranked the number 32 run defense in football. What does that make them?
Yeah.
The worst run defense in football. So if Eckler has a game, it's got to be today. It's got to be this week. Right? He's got to do it. He's got to play well. All he needs to do is play like he has. Like he's a little catch passer.
Yeah.
Scores a touchdown from the 1 yard line. That's you. That's your game.
So do you got them?
No. I don't got them. Saying all that, I do not got them. I got Denver. We're talking about a lot of ifs, ands, and buts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Denver.
I also have Denver. That's gonna be a whatever game.
Yeah.
Philly at Dallas. Another good game for the Birds.
This is a good week of football.
It really is. That I'm telling you, like, I think it was like all the teams that played San Francisco. I think San Francisco plays all the Birds to finish up the season.
Nice.
So Eagles, Seahawks,
Cardinals in there.
Cardinals,
That's good.
Falcons, stuff like that. But I don't know. It's gonna be a good game. It's either gonna be shutdown season for Jalen Hurts or it's gonna be a shootout from both sides of the ball. It's hard.
Look, Jalen Hurts did not look good against 49ers.
No.
He's been beating up on these like not so good teams.
Yep.
You got the 49ers in front of you. He did not look good.
Yeah. So do you think Dallas can do the same thing?
I think Dallas can easily do the same thing. I think they could shut down the Eagles. I think they could shake Hurts. Nope. Push into tush. And he's going to have to throw the ball, and let's see if he can do it.
No pushing the tush.
No pushing the tush.
We're talking about it with David. Do you think that, like, the tush push is really going to get banned?
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I think that it shouldn't. I think that, you know, as we were saying, you know, it's still within the rules of the game, so it shouldn't be. You know, I
just
think
because they're good at it doesn't mean you have to take it away from them.
And not for nothing, Dallas would be doing that all day long if Dak Prescott's foot didn't like pop out of its socket a couple years ago. For real.
That's for
real.
True.
Because their O-line is that good to do it. Like all you need is a O-line that's willing to put all their heart on the line for you to get a yard or two. And that's all you need. And obviously the what is it, the nickname that they have for the Philly O-line?
Oh, I'm not sure.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the something four.
Yeah.
Like the Fantastic Four or something like that. I don't know if that's
Fearsome
it.
Four.
Something like that. Freermuth Four.
Freermuth Four.
But I think that they would do it, man. I got Dallas in this game.
I got Dallas. Speaking of possible MVPs, Dak is looking like he's a contender for that award.
Does he deserve it?
I think if he beats the Eagles, he's got a tough schedule coming up.
Yeah.
If he could beat on these really good teams, I think he's got a chance at it easily. Pollard, can he have another good game after I traded him away? Probably. Why wouldn't he, right? He's gonna ball this week. Tariq, congrats, man. I think Dak's gonna have a good game. I think the Eagles have not looked good offensively. I think I got Dallas against the Eagles.
Yeah, it's hard. I also got Dallas.
Yeah.
So there's 2 Monday Night Football games this week.
Thank
Both
you.
at 8:15. One in New Jersey, one in Florida. You got Tennessee at the Miami Dolphins. You got Green Bay playing against the Giants. Which game are you more excited for? Oh, you're a Giant fan.
I'd be very excited if the matchups were switched up a little bit if it was Miami versus Green Bay instead.
Oh, yeah, see how Jordan Love fights against Tua?
I mean, why are we scheduling 2 Monday night games on the same exact time?
I honestly don't know. Maybe one of the games got rescheduled. I have no idea.
I have no idea, but look, okay, Miami against Tennessee. I think Tyreek Hill is going to continue being great.
He's only 517 passing yards away from hitting 2,000 receiving yards this season.
Wow, that's incredible.
There's 3 weeks left. I think if he
do it.
hauled ass, it's hard, but if he hauled ass, he could do it.
Well,
I
look,
feel like.
Tennessee has not looked good. Hopkins had a really good week. It's been on and off for him. You have a good game, won't have a good game, have a good game. I don't know, they're not good. Tennessee's not good.
No, they're really not. Tennessee, I mean, will Levis finally pop out and be that guy that DeAndre Hopkins needs? Is DeAndre Hopkins...
They have beef, you saw that?
No.
There was a ball Levis threw to him, and it was just out of bounds. Something happened. Levis didn't like it.
Yeah.
He caught him on the sideline. He's like, he was ripping him. And I was like, you know the balls you have to rip DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah.
That's a vet.
That's crazy, bro.
That's a bold move.
That's not even like a vet. That's like the vet. That's like the way that they saw Larry Fitzgerald before he retired.
That's a good comparison, yeah.
One of those like receivers that deserves all the praise in the world because he was that guy for so long.
Yes.
And you know what? I think that Miami's gonna smack him.
We got Achane back again.
Achane
He's
back
back.
again.
He had a great game.
How's Miami's rushing defense? You think it's any good?
Their defense is really good.
So do you think they can maintain Derrick Henry?
I think, yeah. Derrick Henry hasn't been great this season.
I don't know.
He's been very inconsistent. He got hurt last game, so
that's a Miami W for sure?
That's definitely a Miami W.
All right, so then Green Bay and New York is the last one here. Don't be biased.
I got Achane scoring a touchdown.
One.
At least one.
1+? Would you take over one?
I would take over one.
Over one touchdown for Achane?
Over one touchdown for Achane.
All right. I'll see that. I think that against Tennessee, I say he scores over 2.
Over 2?
I'm going to say over 2.
I hope so.
I'm going to say over 2.
All right, I'm going to take 1. You can take 2.
All right, so you'll say 1 or up?
I'll take 1 or down. You take 2 or up.
All right.
Fair.
So if he scores 1, then
I win.
Okay.
If he scores 2 or 3, you got it.
Okay, so Green Bay against New York. Ooh. Jordan Love is looking like that guy, but so is Tommy DeVito.
Did the Packers do it again, man?
Yeah.
Did they get another franchise quarterback?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's talking about a system that knows how to find them.
When was the last time they didn't have a great quarterback?
Before Brett Favre.
Who was that? I don't know.
Beats me. David, you know? You know that? Who was the quarterback before Brett Favre on the Green Bay? You know that? Couldn't tell you.
Well, look, Brett Favre was amazing.
It had to have been a nobody if no one can think of him. There's 3 people in the room.
It's been a while since Brett Favre's been up
to Aaron to
Jordan Love.
I don't even think that it has to do with they found a guy, because it's not just a gem in the rough. It can't always just be a gem in the rough. It has to do with
He's a diamond.
A diamond in the rough. Is that the saying?
That is not a gem.
Oh, forgive me. Well, a diamond is a gem. No?
It is, but I've never heard somebody say gem.
I guess not. I'm a little different. Whatever. I think that when it comes down to it, the Green Bay system demands certain things from a player, and it's one of those if you don't figure it out, get the hell out of here. And that's what they do. That's why. Why do you think all of Aaron Rodgers' backup quarterbacks, other than Jordan Love, followed him to the Jets? They didn't have a spot there. They didn't belong. Tim Boyle didn't belong. For real, bro.
Well, look, their Green Bay's offense has looked magnificent. They're beautiful to watch. It's so much fun.
Christian Watson's out, though,
Christian Watson's out. You got Jalen Reed needs to step up. You got Romeo Doubs. You have the rookie Wicks, who's been looking pretty good too.
Okay.
So they still have options. I'm not scared for them. They have Aaron Jones possibly coming back.
So you're going with Green Bay without a doubt?
Oh, easily, without a doubt.
Against your squad?
Yeah, I'm taking Green Bay over the Giants.
I'm gonna go with New York, man.
You think Saquon has a good game?
I think Saquon has a good game.
Hopefully.
It's not of any relevance to me. I don't have any connection to any Giant players other than Darren Waller, and I think that Jordan Love is good, but I really like an underdog story. I think Tommy DeVito keeps being Tommy DeVito. Puts some jersey on his back and takes him for the W. I got the Giants.
I got the Packers. All right, well, that brings us into our fantasy matchups now.
Yeah, we almost forgot that this was what was going on here, though.
Yeah, right?
I really like a big combination of the two, but I'm glad we're getting back to our boys, getting to finish off the season the right way, and doing it gracefully.
Well, look, we got a final week here. We got to fly through this a little bit. We got you against Dylan. I think we can fly through this one easily.
Yeah, honestly, nobody had me going. I forgot to sit Rashad Stevenson with 0 points. I got
Dylan.
Yeah.
You got Dylan easily.
I didn't want to come out of my mouth.
I'll say it for you.
Did you see it? Did you see how I was like, I got.
To officially be eliminated out of the playoffs, you got Dylan.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Joey and Brandon Barnes.
Brandon needs to win to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
He is playing, so he's got to win. He has to win.
You know what, though? I think Joey has all the right lineups in place.
Dak
He has Dak Prescott that might ball, Jahmyr Gibbs might ball, Zach Moss might ball, Jamar Chase might ball. It's all mights, but if they all hit, he's really going to go crazy. I think Las Vegas is going to win, so Jacoby Myers might go crazy. I got Joey on this one, without a doubt in my mind.
I mean, Brandon's got Rachaad White, who I was saying is amazing.
Yeah.
Jared Goff, a little inconsistent. He's going to play well.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, we know what he's been doing.
Right.
Calvin Ridley now, without Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
In a very rainy, windy game.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do much.
You got 4 points from Steelers defense.
Yep.
What do you got?
I got Joey.
Yeah. Sorry, Brandon.
Sorry.
Your game. You're projected 139 against Eamon at 135. It's a good game. You're probably the best game that Eamon has had so far, other than Alex.
I hope so. I need to beat Eamon. You have to put up at least 130.
Yeah, and thankfully you got 27 out of Zeke Elliott already, so it's looking good for you. You got 18 with a Q against Cleveland. That's not looking good. Alvin Kamara might ball against Carolina. Mike Evans is going to do okay with Baker Mayfield against ATL. You already know how I feel about Brandon Ayuk. Seattle, I'm not really worried about them. Travis Kelce against Buffalo, that might be hard.
That might be it.
That might be hard.
Yeah, it might be tough.
And Pat Mahomes against Buffalo, that might be hard. This is a lot closer of a game than I think it's going to be, but I think that I can rely on your players more this week, other than his players. I think I got you this week, bro.
Look, I hope so. I just need, Justin Jefferson's back. That might help me a lot.
Yeah.
Pittman's been great. Very reliable. Just a great player.
Yeah.
Kincaid, it's going to be interesting. He's been like a top 5 tight end for the past couple weeks.
Right.
But now Knox is back.
Mm-hmm.
No, Knox wasn't doing much before he got hurt. Kincaid stepped into that role and just took it over.
Yeah, so do you think he's going to lead it still?
He should.
Yeah.
He should lead it.
He hasn't shown any reason not to.
No. And then you have Eckler, who's been very inconsistent.
Look, I think you guys are pretty even because he has Keenan Allen on one side of the ball and you have Austin Eckler on the other. I don't see the Chargers doing that well either way, so at least if you're going to have a player that has a bad game, it's going to be accompanied with Keenan Allen, who also has a bad game, so I think that's pretty even. But the fact that you got 27 out of Zeke Elliott is ridiculous, so I think that those were the weak spots in your team, and since one of them was filled in with a really good game, I got you for sure.
I hope so.
Dylan Angel at 4-9 against Anthony Barge at 8-5. The dog, but I don't know if the dog is going to have his day against the Jets. CJ Stroud, you got Devontae Adams, I think that might have a good game. Deebo Samuel might have a good game. You got Adam Thielen.
Hasn't been looking good.
Hasn't been looking that good. The Panthers haven't been looking that good. Let's say it like that.
Yeah.
Not him. Jake Ferguson is looking, whatever, I don't know. Laporta might have a crazy game. DeAndre Hopkins might have a whatever game. Now that Will Levis yelled at him, maybe he's not going to play as well. You got Tyreek Hill with a Q against Tennessee, still going to go crazy. Nobody likes Singletary, but he's playing against the Jets too. That's shut down for sure. This is a rough one also. It's really a close one. I'm gonna say Anthony Barge.
Look, you disrespected him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he's been going off. I'm gonna take Anthony.
Yeah.
Angel's been struggling.
Yeah.
He's got nothing. He's got nothing to lose here.
Yeah. It's not close.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I got Anthony by a lot.
Dylan Angel's best player is Debo. Let's be for real. Alex against Colby, 6-7 against 9-4. It is a good matchup. Unfortunately, Alex's record doesn't do him justice. I think Alex is better than his record.
Well, he made a good move. I mean, adding McCaffrey's gonna make any team look better.
Mm-hmm.
And no, he's got Mixon, who just had the game of his season.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, who's looking like the next, Aaron Rodgers on that team.
Mm-hmm.
McCaffrey. I don't have to say anything about McCaffrey.
Right.
Garrett Wilson's a little bit. He's inconsistent, and that's not his fault. I can't blame it all on him.
Yeah, the same with Zay Flowers. There's just a lot of injury running around with the receivers on that team. So hopefully he stays as that guy when he comes back. Odell Beckham still isn't looking too hot. So hopefully they can use Zay Flowers well this week. You got DeAndre Swift against Dallas. I think that's going to be a good game because if they're going to stop the pass, it might be the show for him. So definitely DeAndre Swift. Evan Ingram, he's not going to have the same game because Trevor Lawrence isn't playing. So
that's true.
It's going to be hard, but I definitely got Colby on this one, unfortunately. He has A.J. Brown, Kyron Williams, Jalen Waddle. Come on, dude. Puka. I got Colby, and I think it's not even close.
I'm going to take Alex.
Okay.
I think it's going to be close.
All right. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think that McCaffrey has over or under 20 points?
I'll take over.
Over 20?
Over. Against Seattle, I'll take over.
All right. I got under.
You got under?
Under.
Okay.
McCaffrey under 20. I think Brock Purdy's going to throw the ball a lot.
He's going to throw it to McCaffrey.
Nope. Not this time. But Colby for sure. Last but not least.
We've been disrespecting these two teams on this show.
Tariq with a K and a Lop with 3 A's. It's really, hey, that's how you spell his name, right? Talking about it's the Gardner Minshew show over there against Cincinnati. But Lamar Jackson is supposed to have a really good game. Then you also got Nico Collins as wide receiver number 1 going in against the Jets with CJ Stroud. I think Hill's going to have a really good game. Jordan Addison's volume is finally going to go down with Justin Jefferson finally coming back into place. It seems like they hope he's going to keep filling in that gap, but there's no denying his volume is going to be distributed by arguably the best wide receiver in the league. That's just what happens, unfortunately. You got Taysom Hill. He potentially might have a couple rushing touchdowns.
Hurt. He's not playing.
He's not playing at all?
No.
He has a Q next to his name.
That Q is going to turn into an O by tomorrow.
Do you really think so?
No, wow. I know so. He's out.
Wow, and then him, and then he also has Dalton.
He doesn't have a tight end. So this game's got a lot of ifs. You got no Schultz, you got no Hill, he's got no tight end today.
Yeah, and then
Alop also doesn't have a tight end.
Alop lost Trevor Lawrence last week.
Yeah, that's true. He also has no tight end. He's on a bye. He doesn't have a backup.
So did they just have like a mutual agreement? Like, okay,
we're not starting a tight end.
I won't start a tight end if you don't start a tight end.
I doubt that. I don't think they know each other, but maybe.
Maybe it was kind of one of those, like, I saw you on the app, so I'm going to move how you move, kind of. Monkey see, monkey do type of thing. Hey.
Well, look, Tariq also has Tyjae Spears starting.
Yeah.
I mean, if Derrick Henry plays, Spears is only going to give you like 6 points.
Yeah, and thankfully he put Cade Otton on the bench.
I think he needs to start Cade Otton.
You know, maybe he doesn't.
He's going to start Cade Otton. He has to.
So, do you still think he's going to hit that over that you're talking about? 7 points?
You know he's going to do it. Come on.
I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. It's going to be rough. I think Chris Olave might have a good game. I see Olave winning this game, bro. Unfortunately.
Tariq, as much as we've hated on you this whole season.
All week long.
And I didn't want to do it again. Because you had a great week. He had a great week last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
His team went off. But this week, it's got too many question marks. Spears as a running back, too. I don't think he's going to do much.
Yeah, it's
Addison now, with Justin Jefferson coming back, don't think he's going to do much.
Yeah.
You don't have a tight end. I'm going to take a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tariq. I'm going to take a lot.
A lot of his volume is questionable. So, yeah, unfortunately, Tariq for me also, bro. So.
That takes us right into our favorite segment of the show.
The new and highly favorite section of the show. We got the booms and busts.
Bust.
That echo would be fire. We'll get into that. We'll get the audio guy. Shout out George
George.
Get that figured out. So let's go, man. Look, I want to talk to you about who do you have as your first boom?
My first boom. We just talked about him not too long ago. Jordan Love.
Yup.
I think he's gonna put up in fantasy top 5 quarterback numbers.
Top 5 fantasy numbers?
Top 5 fantasy quarterback numbers.
Okay.
I think against the Giants, that's just a recipe for a massacre.
How many touchdowns do you think he throws?
3.
Oh my God.
3.
Three's a hot number.
Throws / contributes to.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna have 3 touchdowns. I think it's not gonna be close between those two teams.
Yeah.
I mean, not having Christian Watson's gonna hurt him.
Yep.
But I still think the way they run that offense very well. I think Jordan Love is gonna ball and absolutely blow the 16.9 projected points out of the water.
And your boy Musgrave is on that team. Musgrave was gonna have
that guy. I hate that guy.
Oh, we're talking about tight ends. I thought random tight ends are your thing.
Not that guy. No. After what he did to me, I don't say that name. We don't talk about him.
He destroyed your fantasy game. But look.
Who do you got? That's my first boom. Who's your bust?
I want to talk to you about my first bust. I got Jalen Hurts at a bust, man.
Wow.
You know, I think Dallas is a team to reckon with. We just saw how he played against San Francisco. He's projected 21.9. I don't even think he touches 20 this week.
No.
Nah.
I think he does.
Straight up. No, I don't think he does. And I'm going to tell you why. Because San Francisco, aside from playing well defensively in general, they're going to get to him better than any other team has a chance of getting to him as far as in the pocket.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have to be forced to run where he can't make a well-planted decision on a ball. It's going to stop him from being productive. He's not that guy.
I think he might easily also throw a pick.
Okay.
So, that's going to bring his numbers down.
Yeah, there you go. He's not touching 20.
Okay.
He's not touching 20 at all. Let's hear your second boom.
My second boom, a little bit of a controversial one.
Yeah.
I think Austin Eckler comes back this week, and he's going to show everybody who he is.
Okay.
Again, it's Denver.
Yeah.
Come on, they're the worst rushing defense in the league. Austin Eckler's been playing these past 4 weeks like he's not good at all. He might be hurt. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he has to go into this game and ball. He has to.
Yeah, he definitely has to.
Like, if there's a game to do it, it's this game. I see him scoring a touchdown. He's going to have a great game.
Yeah. Honestly, on the same side of that ball, I got Keenan Allen at a bust. You know, I really think that I like Denver's defense. You know, I mean, that's where we differ. We can agree to disagree, but I think that this is the chance for him. He's projected 20.1. I think that's a really high number against defense. Denver's defense. Yeah, that was kind of a tongue twister.
Say that 5 times.
Denver's defense. I can't do it. But as far as everything else goes, I don't think that Justin Herbert is going to be able to get the ball to him that much. He's going to have a good game, but not a great game. And 20.1 is a great game. I put him in the 12 to 15 number.
Wow. Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
playing him this week, so I hope so.
All right. Last but not least, let's hear your last boom.
My final boom.
Uh-huh.
This one's different.
Okay.
I have Rashee Rice
Okay.
of the Chiefs going off against Buffalo.
Tell me why.
I'll tell you why. Like we talked about, who is Mahomes throwing to? It's just Kelsey.
It's true.
He's got to find someone. I think against Buffalo, who's been struggling. I think the Chiefs, who just lost Pacheco.
Yup.
They have probably Hilaire's going to run the backfield.
Yeah.
I think they're going to throw the ball a little more. I think Rice is going to catch the ball a little more. Therefore, give him a little more points.
I like it.
I think he's going to have a good game.
He's projected 13.2.
I think he gets 15.
Okay, that's a good number.
Yeah.
You know, technically it's a boom.
It's a boom.
It is.
Yeah.
On the same side of talking about running backs earlier with Eckler, I got Travis Etienne at a bust. I think that, like you said, it's going to be an ugly game that game with a lot of rain. They're going to have to be forced to run the ball, so the volume is not the issue I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is because they know that Trevor Lawrence's backup is going to be in, I think that Cleveland is smart enough to know that they are going to run the ball a lot in between the backup situation and the rain. So they're going to be all over it.
I don't think they'll get the ball down the field as efficiently,
No.
which is going to lead to less touchdowns,
Yeah,
less possibilities for Etienne to get a touchdown.
it's true.
So, yeah, less points.
They're going to give him the ball a lot, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's going to be one of those stuck in the mud, no pun intended, because it's going to rain, stuck in the mud, haha, whatever. Stuck in the mud games, he's going to try to run and go nowhere, spinning in circles.
I have to bring this up because I'm just noticing.
Okay.
You picked two of Eamon's players in fantasy to bust.
Well, I got to change all my votes now. I think that Eamon does good every time, all the time, whenever he can, so I think they're going to win. Nah, but honestly, I think that, in all seriousness, I didn't do that on purpose.
No, he didn't.
It just so happens that Eamon's fantasy team is the Monstars. So it's some of the greatest of the greats, infamous players, some might say, and I think all the greatest must fall.
At some point.
That's all that I got from
That's it.
me. That's everything that you got from me.
I got it all.
I hope that you guys enjoy week 14 of this NFL week, and as always, I'll see you guys later.
I'll see you.
I'll see you.